Doing my laundry always bring back this weird memory because it was on a weekend while I was doing laundry with my mom that I opened up and told her that a boy had approached me on my way back from school, told me I was so beautiful, and then he wants to be my boyfriend. So cringy. Guys, it was one of the cringiest day of my life. I can never forget it. I can never forget. So some backstory, shall we? Yeah, this basically happened while I was a teenager. So I was in my junior secondary school, basically maybe just one, just two. And on this particular day, I was going home from school, passing through a market. Of course, there's a market while coming home from school. This particular young man just saw me and called me and said, hi. I looked up and I saw a young man standing very far away. Well, he was nice, young looking, what I can say handsome now, but then I didn't even think of it. Certainly I was freaked out, I was scared because they told us that a guy shouldn't be talking to you. Obviously, as a woman in Africa or as a young girl in Africa, nothing concerned with a boy. My mom had made sure to drum these things into my ears from a very tender age. So at this point, I wasn't looking out to see anybody. But the young man persisted and kept calling on me. I had to look up and I saw that he was a little bit far from me. He beckoned on me to come to him, obviously, where he was standing, but I said no. He had to come and meet me and he was like, oh, do you know you're so beautiful? I was like, who are you, please? Because that was what I said at that time. I was very scared. If there's anything else I could use to explain what I felt then. I was afraid because this is a young man talking to me, a very teenage girl. I was like, who are you? Please, you're going to put me in trouble, because at that point, I thought it was inappropriate for him to be talking to me and telling me I was beautiful. You know how it can be very, very somehow. Amidst my fear and trembling, he noticed and he was like, oh, calm down, baby girl. I just want to be your boyfriend. Boyfriend? That was literally how I shouted at that point in my heart. Anyway, because I was already thinking about my mom. When I heard boyfriend, the thoughts that were in my mind were my mom. What would I tell my mom? That a guy wants to be my boyfriend? I was so scared. I almost cried. Like, I wanted to cry because it was so draining. It was so overwhelming. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. All I could think of was run out from that place. And you know what? I literally ran out from that place. I took to my heels at the amazement of the young man that was toasting me, if I could say that. I ran as much as I could. I lost sight of him and I couldn't see him anymore. And I stopped and I was breathing heavily as if a lion was chasing me. I made it home. That was on a Friday. And throughout that Friday evening, I was quiet and I was just keeping to myself. All that was on my mind, all I could think of was, how do I tell my mom about this? Because in my little innocent mind, I genuinely knew that I had to tell her, because it was an out of this world experience. It was a very strange experience for me, and I needed her to know what had happened to me. I felt I was abused. I felt I was, something had happened to me. I needed someone, an adult, to share with, and it was my mom I could actually confide in. Obviously, she was the one I was with, and she was the one that could literally understand what I was passing through. So I decided I would tell her. I used the whole of Friday through to Saturday morning to muster up my courage to talk to her about what I've experienced, because I knew she would be at home. She wouldn't go to work over the weekend, and I was ready and